Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am right now currently in Houston, Texas. It is the 31st of December. I just got back from Mexico on the 28th. I have my calendar right here. I did do a poll on my Instagram on whether I wanted to do a video on what you should know before coming to Mexico City or my penthouse tour, and I didn't record either one of them because the whole trip over there was primarily to spend time with family. It was really hard to set aside time to record a video, and then I even anticipated before going to edit videos while I was there, and that just didn't happen because it was just like every day from the moment we woke up we were getting ready to go be with family, and it was just an all-day thing. Like, we would come home like really late, like almost at 11 p.m. earliest. I am still planning on making a video on what you should know before coming to Mexico City because I think it's a really interesting place that I think everyone should go to at least once. But in today's video, I wanted to make a video about my goals that I want to make for this upcoming 2019. The goals that I want to set for myself, and just to give y'all some kind of inspiration and then kind of just bounce off ideas on one another. I don't normally make New Year's resolutions. This is, I think, gonna be like the first year that I actually decide to even take the time to write it down. I haven't ever really been intentional about doing new things for the new year, like challenging myself or anything. I mean, of course, like in the back of my head every year I kind of just say, oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I don't know, that's about it. That, like, exercise, like, that's all I really try to challenge myself to do, but I always, at some point along the year, I just stop. But this time I wanted to be a little bit more intentional and do something a little bit more in-depth into what I want to do this year. And I try to make sure that everything was achievable and obtainable, easy, nothing too crazy that it's like impossible. I went on Pinterest because I really like looking at bullet journals, so I went on Pinterest to see what kind of things people were writing and then kind of how they organized it, and also kind of like tips on how to set goals. And so I kind of went along this like acronym that was on Pinterest called SMART goals, and it was basically to make sure that it's specific, to make sure it's measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So kind of setting deadlines for yourself, making sure it's reasonable, making sure it's something that's specific, that you can't really get it confused, like I want to lose 5 pounds by this date, or I want to make 5 videos by next month, like stuff like that. I want to come up with ideas by next week, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that's really smart, and I think that's something that people should kind of reflect on when they're making their goals, because you don't want to say something really crazy and like something that's not achievable, and you kind of challenge yourself to do that and you get discouraged really quickly, and that kind of prevents you from moving forward and making your goals every year. I categorized my goals into short-term and long-term. Short-term being something that I can do pretty much between 1 day, a week, and a month, and then long-term, something that I want to achieve by the end of 2019. My short-term goals, I categorized them into many categories, into financial independence, driver's license, my platform, personal goals, how I want to grow as a person. I also have new things that I want to try at least once a month, or yeah, pretty much like I want to challenge myself to try a new thing once a month. And then investments. Investments isn't really for my category. It's not really short-term or long-term. It's something that I want to invest in eventually. It doesn't even have to be this year. Like, these are just kind of ideas on what I want to invest in, which I'll get into in a little bit. And then I have a category for health. For short-term goals for financial independence, I haven't had a job in a year now. I didn't even want to say this in the video. Like, I kept thinking I don't want people to think I'm a bum, but it's the truth. I haven't had a job, but it's okay because, you know, admitting it is the first step, and then the next step is, you know, doing your part to change that. So I put that what I'm gonna do to get a job, I'm gonna update my resume, and then I'm just gonna prepare for interviews and take that step of faith to get there. And so then I also put that after I get the job, because I'm having a plan. And also I wrote this down. There's a quote that I saw on Pinterest that said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." And that's something that I think I've had a problem with up until recently, especially last year. Whenever 2018 was starting, I kind of just kept saying in my head, like, I'm gonna post more makeup videos, I'm gonna post YouTube videos, I'm gonna do all these cool things. but I never did my actual part and I never made an actual plan. And so that's what I want to change for this year. I even wrote it down on my calendar right here. What the new year brings depend on what you bring to the new year. And I think I also want to impart that to you, because I think it's not just me that kind of has to remind yourself that you need to actually do your part to get to where you want to be. And so after I prepare for interviews, I already have a financial game plan for what I want to do in order to save and to be responsible over my finances. So I put that I would save about 90-85% of my paychecks that I'm not going to immediately splurge, and then have discipline, budget, invest only, spend wisely on makeup, because that's a really big problem I have. Whenever I got my first job, I literally had minimum wage and I spent all of it. Like the first day I spent all of it. For driver's license, I put that I would maybe go to school. I have to do research and that's what I'm going to do. I wrote that down. And do the driving exam, driving test, get my license. I think it's that easy. I'm going to find out. And my parents also told me that I was going to have to take financial responsibility over car insurance. So that's ties into getting a job. Getting a job also ties into financial responsibility, and that's what we're gonna do this year. That's what we're gonna do. 2019, 19 years old, we're gonna get there. And then for my platform, so I'm trying to figure out what kind of uploading schedule I want to do, because I think having a schedule requires discipline, and that's probably what's gonna help me to maintain a consistent. I wanted to share who I am, be genuine and creative, because I'm still not really sure what I want my platform on YouTube to be. It was going to be at one point a cosmetic only account, but I really do like having these sit down conversations, because I don't know, talking really helps me and I like sharing my ideas. I love editing me talking. I don't know, that sounds really conceited. So I just want to kind of upload and make videos of things that I truly like. It doesn't have to be only makeup. That's kind of what I'm challenging myself to be, is kind of explore what I like to do on here. And then personal goals on goals that I want to set myself on this next year in order for me to grow personally, spiritually. So the first thing I put was that I wanted to prioritize devotion. I wanted to make 2019 a year that I prioritize my alone time with the Lord, that I want to be able to find myself in a comfortable place where I can read the Bible on my own, learn, educate myself more on my own, like without just kind of relying. There's nothing wrong with doing this, but I kind of want to challenge myself to not just rely on going to services on Sundays and Wednesdays. I don't want to rely on just church services to, you know, plug in and pour into myself. I want to do it on my own, basically what I'm trying to say. And then I wanted to develop a prayer schedule, because I was watching the International House of Prayer live stream that they just had recently, and he was sharing that he developed a prayer schedule and it just pretty much helped him, and so that kind of encouraged me to want to try to do something like that. And I even put to pray like lives depend on it, because as of right now, I don't have a consistent prayer life, and so I want to try to improve that this next year. And then I want to also develop a morning and night routine, because I don't really have one. I don't have one. I kind of just wake up and do whatever, but I kind of want to decide like, okay, at least to start, maybe like I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna make a healthy breakfast, I'm gonna read the Bible while I do it, or I'm gonna listen to worship music, I'm gonna pray while I'm eating, I'm gonna pray while I'm cooking. I want to try to develop something like that. And then I put to declutter. I am a huge hoarder, and I think I'm gonna make a video about this. I have a really big problem with hoarding, and I want to try to challenge myself to get rid of 50% of my belongings. Like, it's a problem. My room is a huge mess, and I think I just need to, it's just necessary at this point. Now, things I want to try at least once a month, and this isn't even have to be once a month. I think I want to try all of these, because I was just going hard like last night when I was writing all of this. Like, I was so excited to write this. I don't know, because there's so many things. I'm one of those people that have like a bunch of hobbies. I'm not really like, I'm more of a creative hobby person. I like to do art, I like to do makeup, I like to decorate, I like to do all those kind of things. So I put that I wanted to try calligraphy, I want to try baking, I want to cook more frequently, I want to paint something once a month, decorate according to the season and holiday. say host at least once party this year because I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to have a Halloween party. Yeah, I'm already planning it, so be ready for that. And I want to try to explore new photography techniques because I do also really like photography, but I don't really explore like what I can do, what I'm capable of. So that's what I'm gonna find out this year. And then I also wanted to try to read at least one book a month. My cousin, she actually gave me a book that she's reading and we're reading it together, and so I'm already having a book for the month of January, and I'm interested in knowing what kind of books you like to read so I can have it ready for the month of February. And so for my investments, this kind of things that I want to invest in for my photography, my videos, and also my makeup. And so I put that I wanted to get a GoPro, a drone. I'm crazy. I wanted to get a makeup chair. I want to get a makeup travel set, and then I want to get a new camera lens, a new bed. Okay, this is like personal investments, things I want for myself. I want a new bed frame. I have a small bed. New bed sheets. I want to redecorate my bathroom, and I want to make my home like Airbnb welcoming. That's what I put because we don't really have guests over all the time, and I kind of want to change that. I want to make our house like welcoming, and I want people to actually want to come over because I like our house so much. And then for my health, I put that I want to minimize fast food. I want to eat smart. I want to be active at least once a day. I didn't want to put that I was gonna go to the gym every day because I don't think that's realistic for me. Being active, like at least going for a walk once a day, like I think that's a pretty good challenge for me, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to this because this last year I've just kind of been inside all the time. I haven't really exercised as much as I should, so that's gonna change this year. And then I put that I was gonna start therapy. I have been really open about my mental health lately, and I want to start making those steps to communicate what I feel to a professional, and I'm gonna make a video about that soon, about what I've learned in therapy, stuff like that. So for my long-term goals, and this is kind of what I want, like I said, what I want to achieve by the end of the year, to improve my Spanish. I want to make a video about that. Spanish is not my first language. I can speak Spanish, I can understand Spanish, I can read in Spanish, I can write in Spanish, but this was after like 3 years or 4 years of consistency and seeing my family more often. All of my family live in Mexico. That's for another video, stay tuned for that. And then I put for travel. This last year I started to travel by myself, and so I wanted to challenge myself to travel to another destination, and so I put that I wanted to go to New York City this year because I've always wanted to go to New York City for such a long time. I like cry at the idea. The song New York, New York, I cry. Any movie with the scene of New York City, I tear up. Like that's how badly I want to go. So this year I'm hoping will be the year that I finally get to go. And then I want to go to Mexico City again, and I'm planning on bringing my friends with me to Mexico City so they can meet my family. So that's like the two, I want to say, obtainable destinations that I can get to. And then I also put like kind of other places that I would want to see one day. It doesn't even have to be this year, but I put Chicago, Los Angeles, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And then I also said that I wanted to maybe do like a really crazy road trip. Not crazy, just kind of like see a couple of states like in one road trip. And then I put by the end of the year that I want to lose 50 pounds, so now I have a number and kind of like a deadline in a way. I'm gonna go more into detail about what I want to lose by each month to kind of have an idea. I don't want to get discouraged by numbers, so I want to do all these cool things, but it all really depends on what direction the Lord wants to put me in, because it says in the Bible, I don't remember the scripture, but you can make your plans, but the Lord will direct your steps. You could want to do this, but the Lord's gonna put you here, and that's totally fine. If God wants to completely shred up what I wrote down, that is completely fine with me. He wants more than what I could ever imagine, and that's totally fine with me. Even if he wants me to do this, like, it really just depends on me putting feet to my faith and making those steps of faith to achieve these things. And I kind of want to challenge you to do the same thing, to just kind of review the last year, review 2018. What did you achieve? What didn't you achieve? Why didn't you achieve it? How did you achieve what you achieved? That's a lot of achieves. Kind of just write down your desires, write down what you want to do, write down how you want to improve yourself, just everything. Like, do a brain dump. Like, I love that word so much because it's literally a brain dump. Just do everything you need to do for you to get to where you want to be. This is me in 2018. It is like 3 p.m. I think. This is me encouraging you to make 2019 count, to make 365 days of the year. Make every day this year the best day you've ever had in your life. If you have a desire in your heart, like, reflect on that and think about what you can do to get to where you want to be. You can do anything you put your heart to. I love every single one of you for encouraging me and loving me and supporting me up until today. But I just want to wish everybody a beautiful, blissful, peaceful, filled with love, filled with joy 2019. And I'm believing and praying that you will have the best year yet, and I'm praying every day of January for that. I already have a schedule for that. I am scheduling my prayer time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.